And now please welcome to the stage tonight's very special guest, Lucy Dacus.
Hello.
Hello.
That's such a good intro.
Thank you. I wasn't told that I would be coming out here by myself. That was really scary.
You're so brave.
Thank you for asking me to do this with you.
Yeah, of course.
How's everybody feeling?
That seems good.
Yeah. Everybody probably knows Lucy's been on tour a bunch. So when I got the text about doing this, I was like, I don't know how long she's going to be here for. And like, if this is how I can like hang out with her for an hour, then for sure.
That's kind of what I thought too. I was
Yeah.
like, what's Katie? I kind of miss Katie. I want to
Yeah.
see Katie.
But then we've actually been on a
Bender.
marathon of hanging out.
Yeah. Not actual Bender, just a.
We actually are just wrapping up a bender.
We've seen each other every day for the past 3 days, which is gorgeous. We love it.
And I think it speaks to like the community that you have built with this record. I'm just riffing. That was just like off the top of my head. But I do think like I love the crew that you have on this album and like the people that you're touring with. And a couple days ago it was your band member Phoenix's birthday, so I saw you for that. Happy birthday,
Happy
Phoenix.
birthday, Libra Angel.
And then yesterday we went to Jasmine Forti's show at the Masonic.
You were there.
Which, some of y'all probably were there. And if you haven't checked out Jasmine's music yet, you have to.
So good.
Yeah, and it's just like I'm so grateful that you've introduced me to all these special people.
I always try to pick people to open for me that I think are better than me. Hence you opening for me.
Shut up.
It feels like motivating to go on after someone where you're like, well, shit, I have to up my
I get
game.
that. And do you watch your openers?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not every single night, but I would say probably half.
Yeah. It's always like, I feel like it's a motivating force when you're like, okay, I guess I have to go kick some ass.
Me nodding into the mic.
Okay, so I did a really professional job, as you can see from my notebook. And there's, some things I want to ask you about. I'm aware that time is going to really fly. So if I ever make like awkward transitions, it's because I have ground to cover. So I have to do what I have to do.
You can just cut me off in the middle and move on.
Yeah, I'm like...
Once you understand where I'm going, just reroute.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, we have this amazing album, Forever is a Feeling, to discuss. And then you just announced today. Do you want to catch people up on the announcement that you made today?
I have all this other stuff, and I thought this will never see the light of day unless I make an occasion for it. So it's the archives, which is like demos and live recordings and new versions of songs and a few unheard songs. So that's out October 10th, which is very soon. That's like day after tomorrow, I guess.
It's so soon.
Yeah.
And it's so generous. I've gotten to like take a sneak peek into the archives, and I want to like go over some of that stuff, but also it like jogged some memories for me because there's some voice memos on the archives. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about like sharing voice memos as part of the songwriting process. I've been really grateful to have received some like early versions of stuff that you've written.
Likewise.
How do you... So I'll share... There's a voice memo... Can I say this? No.
I'm sure.
I'm like, do they know the track list?
Yeah, they
of
know
what?
that it's all good.
There's
Yeah.
a voice memo of Ankles on... I'm so terrified of saying something that I'm not supposed to say.
I'll judge if you can say it or not from how scared you look.
Okay, cool.
This one's fine.
There's a voice memo of Ankles that Lucy sent me and I like have a really visceral memory of listening to it on the 5 freeway and like driving like recklessly because I was just like, oh shit, girl. And just being like, this is like, you're so good at writing love songs, but I was like, this is such fun, horny music, and I'm so excited for people to hear it.
That's why I sent it to you. You're the fun,
Totally.
horny,
A fun,
love
horny
song guy.
Totally. Good to know how you see me.
Everyone sees.
Everyone sees.
Yeah.
But yeah, it made me curious, like, how do you approach like sharing early versions of songs with people? Like, is it something that you're really spontaneous about, like sharing with friends, or have you learned that you've had to like protect certain songs? And like, I don't know, I've gone through that process with myself of like figuring out when I want to show stuff to people and how. So I'm curious like how you are navigating that and how you navigated that specifically with this record.
I always want to show people like immediately because I'm so relieved that I said something that I meant. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what I mean. And so I want everyone in my life to know me better. And also there's this little period where it's elastic, like right when I'm done writing, I could not be done. But if it sits for too long, it's like that's just how it is. But if I show people and I catch that they're like, I'm like, okay, there's time. I can save this song. Or if people are like, no, this is totally done, I'll be like, okay, and move on.
So you share stuff like kind of early, so that there's still like the portal is still open, basically. Wow.
Yeah, not with everyone, but with people that I trust.
Once the portal closes, you won't reopen it. Like if something,
I'll reopen a portal any day.
Totally.
And what I mean is that some pieces that you hear on this record, I might have written like 7 years ago, and a song isn't done until I like it. Like I haven't put out a song that I'm like, this sucks, but I just have to do it.
Right.
You don't have to do it. You never have to make. Who said you had to make music? No one.
Yeah.
So,
but once you are making music, it's like there can be this thing of like capitalism saying that you have to like keep putting stuff out.
You just have to not think about that. Ever.
I just have to not think about capitalism.
Yeah.
That is so.
Well,
I should try.
While you're writing, no. For me, truly having to have like real walls against that actually, because I think I noticed some people being like, it's about time I did something, and coming from that place, like whether it's good or bad, you can feel like disconnected from it. So I'm like, you have to wait until you actually want to, or else you're gonna hate the whole process
And like have something to say.
Yeah.
What was the timeline of like, because it actually wasn't that much time between the Boy Genius cycle and when you put out Forever is a Feeling. So like, were you starting to build the Forever world like while you were, have you talked about this a fuck ton already?
No, actually. Well, I started recording in the middle of Boy Genius touring. So
You were always doing crazy things.
I cannot stop. I don't want to stop.
Totally.
But yeah, I started recording in the middle thinking I was demoing, and then ended up going back to those like a lot of the demos are what you hear, or at least like half songs are from that. Are Colin and Jake here? Colin passed. Yo, my buddies. I haven't even seen you yet. Am I looking in the right direction?
So sweet. Kissy face.
Yeah. Love you. Okay,
Hey,
so
everybody,
Colin
by the
Pastor
way.
and Jake Finch are my buddies I've made most my music ever with. They're the friends that I was demoing with, and then ultimately couldn't beat what we did. So
Totally.
shout out to them.
Shouts out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the writing was like already in the most part like
I think some
you had the
songs are
bulk of
done.
something.
I try to bring songs finished, and then if I notice when I'm recording it's not done, it comes back to me. Like,
Yeah.
I love writing with other people for their music, but it's something about like, I'm gonna have to get on stage and say this, so I want it to come from me.
Yeah, you have a way of like being honest in your music, like in a way that is so courageous, and it's also like there's a dignity in it where it's like you're not. It's like this really fine line. You're never like cruel, but you
Did
are
you say cool or cruel?
cruel.
Okay.
You're never. You're
like,
almost cool, but
never
you never
cool.
really make it there. No, but it's like it's kind of the opposite. It's like you're not afraid to like make people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Or to point out, like even in like Bus Back to Richmond, when you're like describing this dynamic of like somebody who has their sights set on you, and it's like there's an honesty. It's like a cruel to be kind kind of thing, where it's like you're trying to just set people free with. Is that too dramatic? Do you know what I mean, though?
Well, thank you.
But yeah, on the topic of like, um, writing and how it changes over time and going back to songs, there's a few moments with the archives where you can see like changes. The first one that I want to talk about is on Lost Time, this like extended verse that you have. I think I was around when you were writing. Did you write that verse on a tour and then you started performing it on that tour? Or how did that come to be? And can you talk about like why you wanted to add to that song?
I wonder if I showed you something in spring. It's been cool, like knowing from the beginning that the song was gonna get longer because like the door was never closed, so it just was still sticky to new ideas. So I'd think of a line and be like, "Oh, that would work," and I just have like tinkered with it on, and like started playing, I think 4 new lines over the course of the tour, and now I think there's 16 or 20 new lines, and I've always had a song on each record that's like quite long, and I didn't really on this because I knew this would become that. But I also like through all of this, like the title's Forever is a Feeling. I know recordings are supposed to be forever, but even that, I like proving that that is not true either. Like I've changed the art and I'm changing the words and I just can.
Yeah, wait,
And
can we talk about that for a second though?
yeah.
Because it's so interesting. And I remember you showing me the original mock-ups of album artwork and being like, this is like, again, I'm nervous that I can't say this. But in the beginning, like you were like, I think I want to do it this way, like have it in the back of like a stock, stock room or storage space. And so yeah, it made me laugh when I saw that this is like where it's returning to. I'm like, she always fucking knows exactly what she wants.
It's been like such a lesson to realize like maybe not in like all of life, but if you're gonna make art, you should get what you want. You know, like nothing gets made unless you want something to get made. And there were like reasons originally that it was like, oh, we don't have the time, or we like the painting wasn't finished and we needed a frame, and I was like, okay, it's good as is, and that's true. But I really like the new art.
I think I'm not. I don't want to say that I had a role in this, but I think it might have been a little bit my fault because I do think I said something along the lines of like, nowadays when you're listening to music, like it's on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you get your music, but it's like a small thing on like part of the screen, and so there is this like kind of like messed up like optimization mind of like people want to see your beautiful face. Like, so I think a lot of people like are trying to balance those choices, you know.
Yeah, it's that's another thing that like if you start thinking like that,
totally, you're cooked.
Where does it end?
Yeah,
where do you like you can't start thinking like an algorithm so that what you make will fit within it.
I'm like, what can you?
I don't know. I just don't sense that'll be actually satisfying.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe for some.
And it's like this thing of like giving people who are receiving the art that you're making, like giving them the credit. It's like people can feel it energetically if you're doing like exactly what your instinct is telling you to do. And that's like, in my experience, that's like kind of the hardest part of being an artist is like actually being in touch with what your instinct is. Like knowing what you want is kind of hard.
It's also like a mood. Like, it's just some days you're like, I know exactly what to do, and other days you're like, get me out of here.
So then what do you do on those days?
Get out of there.
Okay.
Like, truly,
That's hard.
yeah, just stop. Like, you should not. I've never like written when I didn't want to. Like, people that get up, I know some people have like writing practice. Like, is it Nick Cave that gets in a suit and goes to like a typewriter or something? We can check my work on that. But
I'm like, that's cool.
that's so romantic. I love it. Like, I would maybe do it as a bit sometime just to see, but
I'd love to see it.
yeah, I do love to put on a suit. And
do you have a typewriter?
No.
I will laugh at you.
But no. I don't. But
really defensive.
I respect it. Or I guess like more than like I respect that over other things, I just respect when people have honed in on what works for them. And
yeah, knowing when is like the time to be creative, and knowing and like actually having the faith in like the long term of like it doesn't have to be today. Like if the muses aren't with me today, I feel like that's really cool. The other interesting change that I was curious about was the demo of Most Wanted Man, which I was like, it was so fascinating to hear the OG lyrics of that. So can you talk about that song and the
that's
changes
only
you
on the
made?
vinyl, so that will not be on streaming. But the
Really exclusive, sorry.
but it is like early lyrics. Like I'll tend to write lyrics really quickly. Like I'll write lyrics and melody at the same time, usually, and then put chords to it. So I'm just like rambling, and I'll write like a lot of options for verses, and there's like a whole verse that is different. There's also a lot more space in it, and there's more lines at the end, and I do think the way that it came out is better than the demo, but I don't know. I thought it was sweet enough to let people in on that.
Yeah, it's so cool. How did you come up with like making the change, or was it a conversation that you had?
I came up with making the change, or again, like when I show people, be like, should it be this or that? And I got a few opinions from friends.
Yeah,
like,
that's really
do that.
Generous to like. It's a great way to get feedback from people is to give them multiple choice.
Yeah,
I feel like that's like
this or that. Eye doctor.
Yeah. Because the thing never mind. I want to talk a little bit about the wedding version of Best Guess. It's so special. It's gonna wreak havoc. But what has it been like? Have you been playing that version live since you've started your career as an ordained minister? Yeah.
Yeah. You're an ordained minister also, right?
I actually am, yeah. But
So
I haven't done it at a show.
If anyone needs
Is
to get
it like
done.
like honestly, do you regret it? Like
What?
is it crazy?
No. What? Do you? We
I'm
can
just
talk
like,
about this later.
This is what I'm
This
imagining.
feels like
No. Are you asking? Okay, do you think I'm asking if you regret becoming a minister?
no doing the wedding.
Yeah. Because this is what I'm imagining. Well, no, it's no shade. I'm just imagining, like, that there's like is it? I'm imagining it's overwhelming the amount of people that want to be wed at your show. So is it not overwhelming?
I luckily have an amazing team of people that go through all of the submissions, and they call and make sure that they're not faking.
Okay, so there's like a lot of work that's going on.
Yeah, there's team work that is not mine, and
Yeah.
someone collects all of the marriage licenses and then brings them back, and then I sign all of them, and then they go distribute them back, and
So how many are you marrying people every show that you do these
from
days,
July on, but
Uh-huh.
I'm not playing in the US again for a really long time. So I don't know if we'll bring that back.
Are you kind of like jonesing to do weddings now just because?
generally?
Yeah, just generally.
You know, it was so special. I don't know if I could handle like a whole ceremony. And I got ordained for a friend's wedding that was not meant to be.
Totally.
So I basically just was like grappling with like, oh my God, how am I not gonna cry? And what should I say? And like that was so stressful. Whereas this, it's like a sheet of paper, really quick.
How does it actually happen? I know there's two people here that did get married at your show.
These homies are married.
So how does it happen? Like, are you walking?
The
Sorry,
Q&A is
I guess
now
I
in
could have
your
just looked up
hands.
a video, but it's like,
Actually, I don't know. I'm not there for that part. But
what?
everyone's side stage, and then you come on stage, and there's dancing. It's during the chorus of Best Guess.
Oh,
Have you not seen this yet?
no,
Babe. Well, we're doing it. We're actually. I think this is. We're. Can I say I'm playing Kimmel tomorrow, and we're doing a couple weddings there, as many as they would let us. Which they were like, "What? You want other people?"
So cool.
But that's the last one I think that we're gonna do for a while. But I also love thinking of other lives I'm gonna live, and like I could just do that.
To 100%.
Like that's
Are
the
you
thing is
kidding?
like especially when you are like don't write unless you really want to. You get that dread of like, am I nothing?
Right.
Like, is it over? Did I write the last song?
Yeah.
And so instead of being like, no, like I'm like, well, maybe. And if that's true, I'm a wedding officiant. Or I am farming.
This is something that I see in you, or I hear in you in your music a lot, like this. It's such an interesting like response to like the very human like dread of like change or like time passing. It's like low key, like there's lots of ruminations about like death and the end, like on this album that everyone is like, it's like seen widely as like a love album, and it completely is, but it's like you are talking about dying and the end a lot. And I think it's this interesting, you seem to have this thing of like letting, I know it's like a Buddhist practice. I personally have not really done this much, but it's like I I know that there's this thing of like inviting like meditations on these things that we're afraid of, like into our daily lives. It's like, is that something that you're doing consciously, or is that something that just like finds a way of coming in, you think, when you go to write?
I feel like it's never out. Like I feel constantly aware, and it's more rare to feel that I've forgotten that everything will end. In fact, like I would describe my experience of forever as a moment where I forget death or something.
Interesting.
And but I don't mind remembering death. In fact, it's very much like been a friend to me through life and like helped me make the best decisions for myself. And if you can't beat 'em, join 'em. Like
Totally.
we're not beating it. Like it's there are other cultures that are way more like daily, like ritually interested in death, and it's more touched and felt. And
I think it's healthy.
yeah, I think so too. And just at a young age, like growing up in church and like losing people young, it ultimately has given me a perspective that I wouldn't trade for anything. I wouldn't wish loss on anyone, but I also am I see my friends that haven't lost anyone. I'm like, that is gonna rock your world. Like, but especially when it comes to love, when you realize like time is limited and you don't even know how much, it's like, oh, I need to say this.
Totally.
And not even because you want a particular reaction from the other person, but because you have to be proud of yourself and have done right by yourself by the time your time is done. Sorry. I do. I think about this a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I think people want to, like, I think other people think about it too. And so that's part of like what draws people to you. And I'm not veering away from loss as a topic, sorry, because I want to talk a little bit about Losing, which is another song that I'm really lucky to have heard like a version of.
Stupid little song.
So stupid little song.
It's like it's the totally new song that's on the record.
Yeah.
And it's short and
but I think it's really
so
special.
sad.
I think it's like really like this fascinating, honest, like I relate to that song like in a really specific way because of my own experiences of like, I mean, I don't actually know what this song is about for you, but for me, it like makes me think a little bit about like touring and burnout and like my relationship with myself and what becomes of it at certain times when I'm like giving too much to my work and I'm abandoning my own like that's what I hear in the song. And I don't know, yeah, if you want to talk at all about, you've been like really working nonstop and you've also been like so generous, I think, with like your life and time. Like you've shared so much with um like the public. And I think it's like cool to have this kind of like representation of like, I don't know, just like a private moment of wondering if that's doing something. I don't know. You want to talk?
Yeah. You want to talk?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely about being exhausted and realizing that you can't blame that on anyone but yourself, and kind of flirting with the idea that if you gave up on everything, maybe you'd finally have some peace. So I call it pathetic because I like when a song gives you something to, like a life raft.
Mm-hmm.
This is just an anchor to the bottom of the sea, you know? But I benefit from songs like that. Like people who express something that I feel and just sit in the uncomfortable, upsetting feeling. Like I personally exist because of those moments from people. But yeah, I wrote it after a lot of touring and feeling like I have like dissociation or depersonalization issues, and sometimes on stage, luckily not all the time, but especially on like what other people will call like big events, I'll sometimes just like boop, like just not be there, and so I lose this sense of self. So I kind of came back and just was thinking about that. I don't know. We have said more about the song than the length of the song at this point.
Totally.
Yeah.
Just to clarify. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's really special and I'm excited for people to hear it. Yeah, speaking of like big events and stuff like that, so you have won a Grammy, and I just want to know. I just want to. This is the question. Did it make you feel? Yeah, please. So my question is, did it make you feel different?
I definitely felt different that day. I felt like different. I actually dissociated running down the aisle. And like, I ran down the aisle. I don't remember that. I'm glad there's a video. Like what I was saying, I kind of don't really remember that either, but it went fine.
I mean, literally, how could you? Like, how could you ever
Well,
store
and
that
also,
in any part of your brain that's not the lizard part, you know?
Yeah. I think I was just like, wow, the stage is so far away. Like, I gotta get over there. This is gonna be awkward.
Yeah.
How long this takes. But that whole process, like with Boy Genius, like getting Grammys, I was just like uncomplicatedly happy because they were also Julie and Phoebe getting Grammys, and I was like, you deserve this, you know?
Totally.
Like, and it's interesting this time around where I'm like, whatever. Like, and truly, like it's not food, water, shelter, but it's like, it's very cool, and I did feel this like rush of peace actually, like, which is weird to say, like feeling like I have a job. Because since no one hires you and no one fires you, and it makes no sense that y'all are here, and it didn't make sense at the beginning when 20 people are showing up, it doesn't make sense when 20,000 people show up. To me, there's nothing solid about this. Again, me constantly thinking about change and death. Like I don't assume that I'll get to do this or that y'all will care forever. So I had this reprieve from that backstage, holding the Grammy was like, oh my God, I might get to do this more. And
So cool.
like, I don't know, it makes me like emotional I should remember that more often because
It's really cool to hear.
Like,
I didn't know you had that moment. It's really beautiful.
yeah,
I'm glad you got that.
thanks.
I'm glad you got that Grammy, girl. I hope you get more. It's also like so true. You're really speaking to like one of the coolest things about being in a band is that like any like fucked up thing that you have about like letting in your own success like really goes away when you see like what's happening to your friends. And then it's so much more complicated when you're doing it on your own. But
I still like, I think there's people from my team here, and I'm like, when I have wins, they have wins, and I see people smile and like they should have pride in that.
Totally.
Like my band and my crew and the label and my management, like I luckily like everyone that I work with.
Yeah, totally.
And it's nice to be able to celebrate stuff together.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any like? I wrote down some of my like sweet tour moments that I remember, but at this point, you guys have been touring for so long. Also, I don't understand the thing
It's
that
green.
Okay,
Don't
so it's
worry.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I have like
We'll
it's
yap
okay.
forever. If someone wants to jump in here, they can.
But yeah, I wanted to like, cause you've been touring for so long at this point. You've been on a marathon tour. But I got to be with you for a part of it, and we had a lot of like special.
Loved it.
It was really sweet. This
Want
is
you
what I wrote. Boston backstage. You remember like when we all had like the shared green room where there were games.
Yes.
And Lucy got really addicted to like, there was like a ring that you had to like hook on a little thing.
I'm fucking good at that.
You really stayed.
Let's be real.
You stayed playing the game, and then Ricardo's kid was there, and was watching Finding Nemo on their iPad, and then we were like, "Can we just watch Finding Nemo as a group?"
Put it on the TV.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah. And we got Greek food for Phoenix.
Oh, that was so cute. That was it was Easter.
It was not good, and I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but it was Easter, and we were trying to be nice.
Yeah, it's a really big deal, I guess.
And then Zeke, someone on our crew, like, has a tradition of breaking an egg on the head of the family and like confetti coming out, and Zeke fucking hit me in the head. So
with an egg?
Zeke is awesome. This is not to make him not get jobs. Zeke should get jobs.
But like he cracked an egg on your head?
He cracked an egg on my head.
Whoa.
Like really hard.
With permission though.
Yeah. I didn't know what I was getting into.
Totally.
But
the other thing that's cool about touring with Lucy is that like she often has like amazing authors like coming by who are hanging out backstage. So I got to meet Sheila Heti, which was really cool in Toronto.
Amazing.
And
so
low-key, it's like so many amazing musicians that came to do Bullseye. So
yeah.
Toronto.
I mean that show.
Yeah.
Charlotte Cornfield came to soundcheck.
Love her.
And Kevin Drew sang.
Yeah, Kevin did Bullseye, which was sick.
Broken Social Scene.
Mm-hmm.
I probably play music because I went to a Broken Social Scene show.
So cool.
I was
Have
just
you
like,
met
I wanna do
Leslie
that.
Feist?
Nope.
I think she lives in LA.
Wow.
She's very cool. She's extremely cool.
Yeah, I have no doubt. But yeah,
yeah.
that's been very cool. Like recently, like Moses Sumney sang.
Wow.
And
most beautiful person alive.
most beautiful.
Award.
You obviously.
I did
sang.
sing it as well. I love to sing it.
And Jasmine on our tour as well.
Yeah.
And
I wanted to tell
Corin
the
Tucker.
Hosier story of Radio City.
yes,
You know this, right?
I do now. But
yeah. Okay, well, so we can tell it together.
Hosier
Sure.
came. No.
Hosier, you asked.
So he was flying in, I discovered.
How did you find that out?
Okay. My bassist Dom lives in Ireland. His wifey was coming to the gig.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, "Oh, is Hosier singing tonight? We're on the same plane." And so
crazy.
I was just like, "Are you coming to New York right now?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, Well, if you're a madman, I think it was like within an hour and a half or 2 hours
Of
before
him
the
landing
song was happening.
Okay, yeah.
Like, not necessarily enough time to get from the air. Like, I was like, if you want to rush on by,
Totally.
come on in.
Like truly down to the minute. We're talking like maybe not gonna happen. And
well, not gonna happen.
Probably
that was
not
like
gonna
a
happen.
that was like a funny, fun little
right.
treaty from me. Like,
And then okay, so there were whispers about it backstage, and it was like, yeah, Hosier, like there's a chance that he's gonna come, but like we still had backups, like for I think Jasmine was gonna sing it with you.
yes, because Jasmine put on a wig and a beard.
Oh yeah, Jasmine was fully in the beard. Jasmine was in
Was
the
in
wings,
drag.
in the beard, ready to go.
Yeah.
And then I was playing a DJ night with my sister, so I had walked out. Somebody laughing? What's funny about that? Just quick question. What's funny about that? Totally. Solidarity. But the point is that I like left out a side door in the middle of the show, and I saw, rewind. A month before that, you had taken me to the Elton John like pre-Oscar
Yes.
party because Chapel was playing.
Yeah.
And I met Hosier and his partner.
Yeah.
And I'm out on the sidewalk waiting to get into an Uber, and there's like a really crazed woman on the street being like, how do I get into Radio City? And I look back and it's Hosier's partner. And I was like, yo, do you yo. No, I was like, I was like, hi, I'm Katie. Like, you're trying to get into Lucy's show. And like, they were basically stuck outside of Radio City Music.
They were like circling the building like, hey.
Yeah. I think Hosier was like at the front being like, I don't have a ticket, but
Please let me in.
Yeah. And like, you were like, it was the song before, like it was like, timing was perfect,
Jasmine
but it was
had
still
the wig on,
Yeah.
had a mic in hand, the little pack with the ears
ears
like,
in.
side stage waiting for the go ahead
So crazy.
from my team to walk on.
Yeah.
And
But then I forget who it was. Like somebody on your crew came out and we like got everybody connected.
probably
and
Carly,
then-
maybe Meg, maybe Ashley.
And then he fucking made it on stage. I don't did he have
He
in-ears in or did he
ran-
just do it? He just raw dog it.
I think he might have had ears.
Cool.
There
I
is
don't know why I said that.
This is all No, I think he had ears, and I was so flustered. You think he came in and was like, like so beautiful, and I'm just like like, at least spiritually, that is one of the songs that is on the archives, is the live recording of that exact moment of
so funny.
us singing after him surprising me.
Yeah, because you like it's so funny that you just literally had no idea.
And then he left. We did not get to hang. Like, he had somewhere to be. Like, he flew to New York for a reason,
is
and it was
so
not to do what he
funny.
did.
That
I
is
love
so
that, though.
funny.
Like, people like that you have to have in your life. Like, I
Yeah.
love people that are game and spontaneous.
Yeah. And I've been thinking about that. I mean, the more people I've met, like, who do music professionally, like, it really runs the gamut. There are people who are really about, like, conserving their energy and, like, I'm not gonna, like, leave my cocoon unless it's for, like, a really, really good reason, and the reason probably is a paycheck. But, like, I've also met a lot of people who like need to have these like collaborations and like are really chasing inspiration, and like they kind of like have this like really sweet like approach of like I'm gonna do whatever I think could like keep this ball rolling for me creatively.
I think it's also nice to break up what you're used to doing, because if you just play the same songs in the same order every night in the same way, you start to feel like an actor. And I don't think that
Yeah.
being a musician is being an actor, and maybe for some.
Uh-huh.
But for me, I have to like fight that, and I have like luckily a fun band that I can look over and get into some antics with, and having the guest and having different songs or taking requests or just keeping it live just breaks up the days.
Totally.
Like they run together if they're all the same.
Yeah. Yeah. I've also seen that, like, I don't know, I have a memory. I can't remember which show it was, but like some technical thing happened and then you had to like
It was LA, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
That was that low key was crazy.
like all of the PA shut down, and so I was like, well, let's talk, everyone.
But then your mic wasn't working, right? So you just had to like
Yeah, I was like, let's take questions. Someone was like, what's your favorite cookie? And I'm like, my favorite cookie. Like, lucky, I'm glad it came back because I don't know. It's kind of like that's such a sweet spot is like almost a nightmare.
Yeah.
For me, I love to feel that I'm almost gonna die.
Well, it's also that maybe it's like connected to this thing of like you're kind of like
Yeah.
you're aware. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I wanted to ask one other question about like so one of the things I find annoying about putting out an album and like doing the promo cycle is that you have to talk about an album before you really have any understanding of like what you have done. And like often I don't really know, or I have a different feeling about like what I was getting at with making a record like after I've been touring it for a while. And this record hasn't even been out for a year, so it's like likely that this is again gonna like keep shifting, but like I'm curious what your understanding is of like what you are exploring with this record and how that's changed since it first came out.
I think it's pretty similar actually, but that is maybe just who I am. It's like I think about it a lot in the front end, and it also like came together over years. So I got to think about it a lot, but I knew I wanted to show kind of this like falling in love, falling out of love, making this change and it being worth it, and just like respecting the temporality of things and beyond like what it would mean to other people. I'm like, I want to remember I have felt this way, and I want this. I want to get old and I want to listen to this and I want to be like, wow, I'm so lucky that I got to feel that way. And so I already did what I needed to do before anyone heard it. So this is all like extra is what it feels like. And yeah, that actually hasn't changed, which feels good. I'm very interested in how other people are experiencing it. And then even like the visuals and stuff, like I grew up going to church and my mom like doing theater, and I was like, I wonder if I can kind of like use some of these more theatrical things, like not like I was like never good at that, but I was like, I'll do like a set and it'll feel like scenes, and I don't know if I'll ever do it the same way, but it was so gratifying. Like the first night, I actually wrote Some of Losing on the first night of tour because I was just like, in a way from a good place. I was like, I could be done now. You know, like I can't believe we have like a full year and who knows how long of touring this, because I got to see my idea and I'm satisfied.
It's like such a cool thing to be able to conceptualize. Like I haven't gone. I'm hoping that like the next Muna World will have like the level of production that you've. But it really is like its own. It's a totally different art form. Like on top of making a record is like conceptualizing a show and like building out this visual world in this really cohesive way. Yeah. So crazy that you kind of knew exactly what you were doing, and that's very cool. You want to do questions from the audience? Yes. I think that would be fun for everyone.
Oh, hello.
For the whole family. Wow, I've never seen this many people have questions immediately. You know how it's always like 10
prepared.
seconds.
Is it up to us to be choosing?
I'm supposed to be choosing.
Okay.
Unless you really have strong feelings. You with the blonde tips. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Chico, hello. Papa Smurf, Butch Jackie in the house. Yo, amazing. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My question is, did the weddings on stage get a bit sparked with the potential of the Supreme Court and what's happening, and you being like, maybe a little like, fuck you, I'll help marry as many of us motherfuckers.
Yes. Next question, I guess? No, but yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, thanks. I guess we all know, like, who knows how long everyone's gonna have their rights. I think like it really started to be an idea in like January. I had so many friends who were trans that were affected by the ID changes, and they had IDs like caught up in uh, wherever they were caught up in, City Hall. I don't know where they were, but they were not in the hands of my friends. And people couldn't travel, people were stuck where they were. There was no clear end to that. And what is the end of wanting to keep all the trans people here? Is it, there's a lot of fear, especially with people who are experiencing hate and violence frequently. And it just felt like, oh, like anything could happen, things that maybe we've been taking for granted or even making fun of. You get to a point where like it's actually a safe place if you feel you can make fun of something that is what you see as essential. But yeah, I didn't limit these weddings to just queer people, but I have many queer fans, thank God. And yeah, it's been really beautiful, and I have to try not to cry every night, and I hope everyone stays in love forever. And yeah, I think like I'm just extremely proud that that's something that everyone involved is able to offer to people. Yeah. The thing that pushed it over the edge, which I'll say, wait, no, I shouldn't. I wanted there to be a free and quick way for people to start a citizenship process. That's another thing that was coming up. Yeah. Hi. Oh my gosh, yeah. That was cool. They told me about that. They're like, you want to make a little video? And I was like, sure. I don't know who decided that, but Rolling Stone, but there's people involved. I don't know who specifically cares. Not the stone itself. But yeah, I still like that song. I'm glad people still like it. It's still finding people who are going through breakups and are heartbroken, and I really feel like lucky to have that song in my life, and that I can still sing it and get really loud with people. And it was also nice to reflect at like how far I've come, because kind of the spell of the song was that I would feel different in 5 years and ongoingly, and I feel so different, and that's nice.
Okay, so I'm like getting back into reading, and so I want to know like what the last book you read was, and if you recommend it, and then what you love about it.
The last book I read, I'm reading The Magic Mountain. It's taking a while. That's like a classic. Hell yeah. The last book I read, I don't have my phone. I can't look at my Goodreads. I was reading a lot of Mary Oliver books for something, and she just got it. She just has the sauce. I know everyone like knows that about her, but honestly, like reading everything, like the essays, Upstream. Yeah, I did read. You gave that to me. I gave it to her. And I read it. You gave it to me for my birthday. You gave me that and Zami, which had read and had a copy, which I then got to give to someone. So gift that keeps on giving. That's so us. But Mary Oliver, kind of like a king of the like life is precious and fleeting and brutal and disappointing and mysterious. Like she's saying all the things that I need to remember all the time.
Yes. I was wondering, as an artist, how does it feel when fans do like fan projects, especially when you're seeing them on stage, and then when you were talking about like disassociating, does that ever like help bring you back into the moment?
Oh my god, that's such a sweet question because yes. Like okay. I would say 90% of the time. I'll start with the bad ones. When people try to throw me off and be weird at me and like get me forgetting lyrics, they're gonna win. Like I'm gonna forget the lyrics. I'm gonna laugh. I would say the other 90% of the time it's like gorgeous gifts and like highly thought out special things, and also like it shows that there's like coordination. It's not even as much for me as like what it might mean to the people involved to do that with each other. Like how it's amazing when I'm singing, the people are not looking at me and they're looking at each other, like friends or friends, and like people holding each like it's all the same to me. Where I'm like, this is existing outside of me in a way that is like inspiring more beauty. So yeah, I'm grateful for that.
Like, it's hard to do this. Yes, Pink. Yes. Yeah.
I know you mentioned that with Lost Time you just kept writing and writing, and I was just wondering if there was a song on this record or any other record where you like just wrote it and you felt like okay, and you're like, okay, I'm done with this. I can just like hide it away.
Hide it, like don't put it out,
No, like just like
or like it's over.
yeah, I don't want to keep writing.
I'd say most songs, because not there's most of the songs I am not re-releasing with more minutes of lyrics, but some of my like my first song, like I Don't Want to Be Funny Anymore, took the length of the song to write. Like I just sat down and had that thought. It was done, and I love that feeling.
It's like I find. Sorry, I turned my microphone off. I was done. This is nice. Thank you. I find that to be really rare when that happens. Like, and those are often my favorite songs. Like, it's like once in a blue moon, I get those.
Limerence was almost like that.
Well, that is just such a like you really couldn't hold it in,
Yeah,
could ya?
I was just like, yeah, yeah, huh, yeah,
You tried.
huh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Next question.
VBS actually is one. Okay, anyways.
There's so many amazing people want to ask questions. Short hair. Sorry to yes. You. Yes.
I noticed that this was kind of a transition in your music where some of the instruments that you used to use were more electric and like acoustic, and you kind of transitioned into having more strings and classical backing it. And I was wondering what like the intention and thought process was behind this shift.
Well, first of all, I'm looking at Colin and Jake. We had a arbitrary rule to have no electric guitars. I
Whoa.
was like, I'm not touching an electric guitar on this record. Which didn't end up being the case, but it made every electric guitar feel more purposeful, because I think when people expect something of you, it's easy to lean on that. So I'm like, I need to lean completely off of that to not just do something rote or something I've done before. And also, Jake played most of the instruments all the time, but drums on a lot of the songs, and was like, I'm not going to use drumsticks, but also didn't tell us that. And so we got into it. Jake was like, by the way, I've been playing with my shoes. Or like, or like chopsticks, or my hands, or like random cans. Like, I don't know what you're up to, but I love kind of deciding at the top. Another rule that I had for myself was I was going to write this album about love without using the word love. That was like the main thematic thing that I was going for. And I broke that, I think, 2 to 4 times. I don't know. But it's still, I thought that it would mirror the idea of like, when you're not saying you love someone, you're like not saying the word, and yeah. But it just makes it more purposeful once you get there. Was that your question? Sure. Okay.
That was a lot of good info. That's all I know. In the back, right in the middle there. Yeah, you.
Let's just say that your past self, like inner child, inner teenager, whatever, is sitting in the audience right now. What would you tell them?
Okay, I know that I should think of like a fun answer, but I have this saying that I say, which is if you're having a good day, you can't have regrets. So I am having a good day, so there's not really anything I would change. But I like want to answer in the spirit of your question.
I'm like, it's not like a Back to the Future thing. Like you don't have to like you don't have to warn them about something. You could just say like, it's okay.
I know, like I don't know. I it's not my one and only personality trait, but I do wish I had considered being gay sooner. There were some moments that I could have really taken the hand of some people ready to lead me down the road, and I didn't. So, but you know, things have worked out, so I'm fine.
Really good. Tall, yes.
Back to the topic of queerness, you were very fortunate to have one of your songs in the series finale of Orange is the New Black. How did that feel?
Yours and mine. Okay, the truth is, I only watched the finale.
Wait, that's so.
So I haven't seen the show because I don't really watch TV that much. I watch like Survivor, and that's kind of. I usually have like one show at a time, and it usually takes me like 4 months to watch it, and so I don't cover a lot of ground. So I was like, oh, I'll watch this, and then if I like it, then I can like go back and watch the whole thing. And I'm like, I just watched the finale, like. I know what's going on here, but maybe I'll go back and watch it. But I did feel really cool. So to answer your question.
I'm like, if I could see your teenager, I would tell her to watch Orange is the New Black. Okay, red hair, yeah, next to Colin and Jake, yeah.
My question, you kind of touched on this in terms of your tour visuals, but I was curious how you chose selecting specific pieces of art for the songs on this tour, and if some of it was like an afterthought while you were planning the tour in particular, or if you had some in mind while you were writing. Yeah, just touch on that.
Yeah, I loved thinking about this. There were some songs where it was so obvious, like Modigliani. I wanted Modigliani paintings up there. I knew we wanted to introduce the band, and every band member got to choose a style of their own to have their portrait done in. And Nicole Jacqueline Smith, who did illustrations for the vinyl packaging and like tons of stuff, also did all of those portraits. So that was really cool. There's like Monet water lilies. There's like Dutch masters, floral arrangements, and just some really cool paintings that I did art school for like 3 semesters and dropped out, and I just love that stuff. And that's actually, you did have half a question that I didn't answer. How did I decide to use more strings and stuff? I had kind of, as the songs were getting made, I was like, I want these ornate, rich sounds, and I want to be in museums more often, because I have come to find that whatever you make an album about, you have to talk about forever. So I was like, I want to learn more about art, so this will force me to get into those spaces and enjoy them, and yeah.
I think I'm giving the wrap it up sign, so I'm gonna do one more question. If you really want to ask a question, then you'll have to show me with your hands that you really have to ask it. I saw it. Yeah, you. Yeah. Sorry. No, sorry. I'm sorry, please.
One is like, what is your favorite color? I was looking for this everywhere. I was trying to find your favorite color, and my mom told me not to ask it.
This is epic last question. It's too quick.
Okay, nobody really has a favorite color,
Purple.
right? Like nobody. Yours is purple.
We'll talk.
Okay,
we can talk more
can
later.
That's so majestic of you. I think like kind of maybe boringly, it's like a green or a blue, but I like red. As a kid, I used to say clear, which
That's somehow like really gay of you.
yeah. So I think I liked like purses that you could see through,
Yeah.
or like shoes you could see through. So as a
like the
kid, I was like, I
jelly.
like clear, like jelly shoes. Oh, and then you said something else. It was my favorite song.
Favorite song you've ever written?
There's a few that like I really like Limerence and what it made me do, which was break up with someone. And Thumbs was important for my friend that it is about. Triple Dog Dare is like maybe my favorite story that I have written. But I don't know. I don't really, I mean, and then Night Shift just because of what it means to me now with everyone getting down to it. That's enough of an answer, I think.
So sweet. I'm so sorry to everyone we didn't get to. Thank you all so much for the amazing questions. And
We leave now.
we leave now, I think. Yeah, we leave and then
Okay, see you soon. Bye.
see you later.
Thank you, Katie. Everyone say
you.
thank
I
you,
love you.
Katie. Love you.